is Anthony Weiner, and I'm running for mayor of the city of New York. It is really great to be here. It's great to see all of you. You know, this is a big day. You know, this is where we begin. But before we begin, let me tell you a little bit about where we've been. You know, this is not my first rodeo. I have run for office before. When I was at Plattsburgh State University, I ran. Really? Oh yeah. The Fighting Cardinals. I ran for student senate, and 13 candidates got to get elected to student senate, and I ran. I put an innovative platform for helping out SUNY Plattsburgh. I had my slogans: vote for Weiner, he'll be frank. Vote for Weiner, he's on a roll. And vote for Weiner, he comes from a long string of Wieners. That was a little off message. There's one more. Oh, vote for Weiner, he'll relish your vote. That was good. Now I finished. I did not win that race, but I kept. You know, I knew that this was kind of the way we were going to make things better for folks. And when I ran for the city council, I used some of those same slogans. And ever since I've been involved in politics, ever since I can remember being a New Yorker, it is this notion, this common energy that we all have. Like, we bounce off each other like molecules in a microwave, and we produce more and more heat, more and more light, more and more energy. And we make New York City better each and every generation. But it doesn't happen automatically. It happens because we pull together around our common ideals and we work to make it happen. And every so often we reach these bumps in the New York City, in the roller coaster of New York City life, where we wonder, you know, is it really going to get better? And we make sure that it does. And we come from different places, and every time we have campaigns, there are people that try to divide us up. Who's going to get this neighborhood? Who's going to represent this club? Who's going to get this organization? And we forget that for most voters, and hopefully the people in this room, what elections are like is our common aspiration. And while we might have different lenses that we look at it through, we might care a lot about our schools, or care a lot about taxes, or care a lot about crime, we have one abiding, unifying ethos. And that is, we want to leave a city just a little bit better than the one we found. And today, at the beginning of this campaign, in early June 2013, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make this city better. We're going to be able to bounce our grandkids on our knee and say, you know what? We were heading in the wrong direction. And starting on this day. And I have to tell you something's going on in this campaign. And it's about you. There is an enormous amount of conversation. They're talking about this race all over the country. But the reason it's gaining so much momentum is the energy of individual human beings who are saying, you know what? We need to fight for our common future. We need to fight for the things that we believe in. And we're not going to let anyone distract us from that fight. So this is the beginning of the race. And let me tell you what we're going to do today. You probably already met some of the other folks that are here. We're going to start the best part, in my view, of the democratic process in New York. This is where individual citizens go out and visit other citizens and explain to them why they think their candidate, Anthony Weiner, is the one for them. And I don't care how many fancy commercials people have. I don't care how many fancy flyers people give out. I don't care how many campaign donations people get. This is where it happens. Because there is no validation like individual New Yorkers speaking from their heart, speaking from deep inside about what they care about. And that's what this petitioning process is all about. And we're doing it the old-fashioned way. You know, we don't have a lot of the big institutional supporters, but we have a lot of New Yorkers who care very deeply, who if you look to your left and look to your right, you see dozens and dozens of people who are committed to the exact same thing. So I'm going to be here walking around a little bit to say thank you. I'm going to tell them to turn up the heat in here. It's just I think, you know, we should have had it downstairs in the kitchen with my brother. And I think my wife Huma and Jordan are coming over at some point, I think a little bit later. But I'm going to get a chance to say hello to as many of you as possible. You've already met Maura, who is our amazing field director, who has got to be here somewhere.
Right here.
There you go. We've got a bunch of awares. We need as many. And let me just conclude with two thoughts. One thing is a thanks, and one thing is an ask, and one thing is a thanks. Here's the ask. If everyone in this room says, you know what, I don't need to get 100 friends, but if I just say to 10 friends, will you help out, and maybe get 2 or 3 that agree to do it, we are going to have the most explosive, powerful, political and ground volunteer organization in the entire campaign. And now the thanks. This is amazing, and I really do want to thank you for welcoming me back. I've kind of been on injured reserve the last couple of years, and I've had a lot of time to think about our city. I've had a lot of time to think about the things that I care about, and I realize that deepest and deepest in my bones, I care about making sure New York City is the middle-class capital of the world, that all of us have a chance to make it here, and that every one of us, wherever we come from, we're proud when we walk around and we say, I'm from New York, or I've taken this city back. So thank you very much for being here. God bless you. God bless you.
Amen.